Hello guys, and welcome back to another video here on my YouTube channel. Now today's video we are going to be talking about Bournemouth versus Luton Town, but before we do, we've got to talk about that game that happened on the weekend against Crystal Palace, where Luton managed to get a last minute equaliser against them and walk away with a point away from home and not a defeat. For me, it was so important not to lose that game against Crystal Palace. We needed to stop the run of losing matches, and which we have now done, despite what happened with the circumstances. First half, giving away a poor goal. It was a horrible back pass by Dyche. I don't know what he was actually trying to do, whether it was meant to be for the goalkeeper or whether it was meant to be for Osho. It was far too heavy for Osho, and in the wrong direction as well for him. Gifted Palace a goal. We've been talking about that quite a lot this season, gifting teams goals, and I really hope we don't do that against Bournemouth. I don't know when we're going to learn our lesson, but we just give ourselves a massive mountain to climb every single time when we do it. When we actually be front-footed and get the goal first, we're normally a little bit okay, but when we give teams goals, we just make things so hard for each other, and it is hard to watch us sometimes when we just do that, because you're thinking, why are we doing it? But I understand they're trying, and I know that they're not doing it on purpose. I do understand that, but it is very frustrating at times when we just give teams goals. To be fair, Palace should have scored more than one goal. I don't know how they didn't. They were very dominant throughout the game, and they're probably thinking how we've not walked away with 3 points. This is 2 points dropped. Kaminsky kept us in the game massively, made some fantastic saves, and what a signing he has been throughout the season. Yes, he hasn't kept many clean sheets, but to be fair, he hasn't had a good defence in front of him, and when he gets a better defence in front of him, I can see him just being a lot better. And the fact that we managed to get him and he wasn't Blackburn's #1 goalkeeper, it's quite impressive. And again, we've managed to find a player that wasn't wanted at his previous club, and now he's, I say, a fan favourite with us, which is obviously great to see. Dyche has not been performing well, and he is getting a lot of talk on social media about his performances. I just think he's going through a tough patch. At first I thought he was tired, that can come into it, but I do think he's just naturally just in bad form. Whether that's got anything to do with Giles leaving the club, I don't think it really does. I just think he's going through a tough patch of form recently, especially how we're not as strong as we could be defensively. That obviously does play a massive part in the way we like to play and the way the personnel is on the pitch. When you're stronger at the back, naturally players do a lot better, and I just think that's what's happening at the moment. We're not as strong at the back, we're not as strong in midfield, we're not as strong in attack, and it's maybe impacting every single player, not just Dyche, which I think is just getting, the eyes are just going on him because of how well he did in the first half of the season. But Luton's never give up attitude obviously came back into this game, and it's been the one real positive this season is we just don't know when we're stopped, we don't know when we're defeated, and getting that last minute goal was absolutely what we needed. Don't care if we don't deserve it, you get results which you don't deserve, but then again, we've done well enough to still be in the game by the 95th minute. Great bit of quality by Andros Townsend to put a fantastic ball into the box. Woodrow, who isn't a fan favourite, who has a point to prove, made a good run into the box. He got onto the cross, he flicked it on, and he got the goal. And I'm really happy for him as well, because he deserves a lot more praise. He isn't #1 striker at the club, he won't be, especially with Morris and Elijah Adebayo, so he has to wait for his chance. He's getting his chances and he's getting the odd goal, and we just want to keep seeing this more and more from him, because we've been told he's the best finisher at the club. We just want to keep seeing it more and more, and I'm really delighted that he managed to get the goal and we walked away with a point. Unfortunately though, there were players that did get injured in this game. Osho had to come off, Menji had to come off. Apparently Menji, his injury isn't too serious, we just took him off because we just wanted him to be safe than sorry, which I can understand that, especially with how bad our defensive crisis is at the moment. I saw a stat recently when I opened my phone up today. We've currently got the most amount of injuries in the Premier League so far. Great. you know, injuries to us impact us a lot more than injuries to other teams. You know, when you've got injuries at Liverpool, they've got fantastic academy prospects. They've got, you know, squad players that are worth 20-30 million pounds. Our squad players and our academy prospects are not as good as that. You know, so the level in quality is just massively more different to any other club in the league, and it's even more challenging for us considering we have got the, you know, the least amount of money compared to everyone else. So it's already hard as it is, and yeah, it's just getting harder and harder. And then, you know, we've now got a match on Wednesday. You know, not enough recovery time really for certain players to get back into the team. So international break really can't come quick enough for us really. But we've got 2 massive games before that. We've got Bournemouth now, and then we've got Forest. It'd be typical Luton to beat Bournemouth and then to lose to Forest, if I'm being brutally honest with you. Away from home, we love getting a point against teams around us in the Premier League table, and hopefully we can continue to do that against Bournemouth. Now, Bournemouth, I think they are staying. They're going to stay up in the Premier League. They've done more than enough to stay up. I had them to stay up, but you know, before the season started anyway. I thought, you know, they were good enough. The players that brought in, you know, they are, you know, have gone under the radar a little bit. I think some of their signings, Solanke's proper stepped up this season as well, and despite him missing the penalty on the weekend, I still think he's the real danger, and he's the one we've got to watch out for. And when I say watch out for, just don't give him, you know, a sniff really. We played against Haaland and Watkins recently, and I felt they just had such an easy game against us. They were either free in the box, you know, they had easy runs in behind our defence, and it became a really easy day for them in front of goal. I do apologise with the noise outside. I'm recording this video in my hotel room in New York, and I'm 2 minutes away from Times Square. This is the best I can do just to give you my overall thoughts on what could potentially happen. But yeah, Bournemouth, they got so much danger. I know the result against Sheffield United wasn't what they wanted, but they still came back from 2 goals down. So even if we do go ahead in the game, we can't be sitting comfy, because they have the, you know, the ability, the quality to come back into the game, and especially being the home side as well. I remember last time we did take the lead against them. That was when we had Elijah Adebayo. I don't think Elijah's going to be ready for this one, and if he is, we're probably only going to get 20 minutes out of him anyway. I really hope some players are coming back. I'm praying a little bit, but it's a bit of a problem for us really. Forest, I would say, is the more important one after Bournemouth. I think it's just really important to maybe not lose this game against Bournemouth. Just keep the unbeaten run going, which would only be 2 games for us, but just keep it going. I think that would be very important. I think if you were to lose, you then go into poor confidence going into Forest, where everyone needs to really step up. I feel like if you get a good point away from home against Bournemouth, you know, you're looking good. You're then only 3 points, 2 points away from, you know, Nottingham Forest on the weekend. You beat them, you leapfrog them as well in the table. That would be good. So that's what I'm kind of hoping, but with lots of injuries in our team, I'm a bit worried on what could potentially happen, and I just really hope that despite the injuries, we can try and get through it all. Hashi, I thought, was fantastic when he came on against Crystal Palace, and he looks like he's probably going to get thrown in the deep end against Bournemouth. We're probably going to have Reece Burke and Menji in the team as well. I honestly don't really know what our starting 11 is going to be, but whoever starts, I know they're going to give it their all, and yeah, we're just going to keep trying and hoping, and that we just get over the line and don't lose, and just keep getting points and stay within touch and distance. That's what I think. My score prediction, I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. This game is the rescheduled match following what happened to Tom Lockyer last year, where the game, at the point where Tom Lockyer did collapse, was 1-1. So hopefully, fingers crossed, you know, we probably get a similar result. I know Bournemouth are doing a lot about, you know, the Heart Foundation for this game, so fair credits for their fans for the way they've been all about, you know, the whole Tom Lockyer situation. It's been fantastic to see, and yeah, and I can definitely see this game being really, you know, the awareness for Heart Foundation about people learning how to do CPR is, you know, extremely important. And ideally, I wanted this game to be on Sky or on TV, so people can be more aware about this, but unfortunately it isn't, because it used to be a 3 o'clock game, and obviously now it's a night game. It's a shame that it's not on TV, but you know, it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, those are my thoughts. let me know your thoughts down in the comment section of the video, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next one, which will be a match reaction following the Bournemouth game. So fingers crossed Luton can get something.